Well, it's time for the ladies in the living room to go to
Beverly Hills.
We are on our way to Beverly Hills. We're leaving the snowy Northeast behind. And
Beautiful Beverly Hills.
talking about-
and Augusta.
Yeah, we're going down. We're going down,
down
south, and we're going out west.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this week. We are
Yes.
starting with flashbacks of how in love Dorit and PK.
It made me a little
It was. They were
sad.
in love, and then how it
Little
evolved to
lovebirds.
where they are today. I was like, wah, 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 wah.
And if Dorit has to go to war, she will go to war.
No.
Because it's that bad
No,
now.
but I don't think Dorit wants to go to war.
No, I don't think
feel
she wants.
bad
She. I don't
about.
even think she wants this divorce.
No, I don't even think she understands why it's happening.
I don't really understand why. Do you?
I don't really.
Like, why does he hate her so much
I just
now?
think he might be like, holy crap. You know, that whole thing about him getting divorced. And we'll talk about that at the end. They were talking about it, but he's trying to divorce her before the 10 years are up. So he doesn't have to split everything in half. I think that's what he's up to right now.
Do you think he met somebody else, like in London? Like he's spending all this time in London?
Look who we're talking about here, PK. PK looks like he's 100.
I know he does.
He was an alcoholic. Like, we're not talking about... You're not talking about, like...
But he
hot
might
to
be a
trot.
bit of a charmer to some women. I don't know.
Mean, what is he doing with the women going, hey, hold on, let me have my friend Boy George come over. All right? All right, let's have Boy George come to the table. Now, listen, I would be freaking psyched if Boy George came to the table, but I don't exactly think Boy George is being his wingman out in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you want free tickets to Boy George concert,
Yeah.
then maybe PK's your guy. Other than that,
Ugh.
I don't think the ladies are rolling all over him.
And look, Dorit is a 10. I mean, she's stunningly
She's a hot
gorgeous. She
woman.
actually looks the best I think she's ever looked.
Yeah, no, it's like these women. I would be just the opposite. I would be gaining so much weight post divorce.
Oh,
These women just get so skinny.
she
It's
got
like,
skinny. This is stress thin,
they
though,
just,
to me.
I wish I could get.
I think it's stress thin.
I've never gotten stress thin in my life. I wish
Okay.
I could, but I can't.
When
So
I'm
I just, well,
stressed, I can't eat either.
I
But when I'm
wish.
happy, I'm eating away. So
I wish.
yeah, I think she's stressed thin. I did take notice of that in this episode, though. I said, wow, Dorit looks real thin.
She did.
But she's just going through so much.
So we back it up 1 week earlier.
Yep.
And Kathy is inviting Bose to dinner. Was she on the phone, like getting all of her stuff done?
Yeah, she had
I
her
mean, this is
IV,
just
like her
classic.
vitamin C
Right, she's
ID.
getting
and
her IV. She's got the facialist going.
she's
like,
got the life,
I mean,
Kathy.
just hilarious.
It's so nice, isn't it?
So now we get to all friends. Sutton, Miss poster child for menopausal rage, I find. And Garcelle shows up and Sutton's like, I have an ulterior motive for asking her over. She wants Garcelle to go to Augusta with her to meet her mom
Right.
and show her around. Now,
Reba.
excuse me.
Not Reba McEntire.
It's bad enough we have to be subjected to Sutton. Must we be subjected to her mother,
I don't like her mom.
who's difficult and apparently praises her ex-husband and not Sutton? it
Yeah.
seems? So now we're probably gonna get a lot of questions answered about why Sutton is so
Yeah.
like
look,
why she's so
kooky.
hair trigger, because
Yeah.
we're gonna probably see it all in her mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still, why do I have to see Reba? I don't care. I don't want to see Reba. I don't give a crap.
No, I don't really care either. You know what I think, though? I think, and I've said this and I've heard this a lot, like Sutton doesn't bring a lot of her life into the show. She
Well,
really
she is
doesn't.
now.
Sutton is good at being that pot stirring menopausal nut job, right? Disaster. But now we don't know so much about her ex-husband. We don't see a lot of her children.
No.
We don't know where Sutton
I would
came
imagine
from,
her
other than we know
ex-husband-
that she's Southern.
I would
So I
imagine-
think she's bringing her life more into the show. So for that, I'm going to give her points.
Yeah. But I would imagine her ex-husband probably does not want their children on television. That's sort of would
Okay,
make
and there are
sense.
some on these
That would
shows
make-
that have that,
would
like they
make
can't show
sense.
their kids.
I don't know. It just seems like he's such a high profile person. I mean, for $300,000 a month
Yeah.
in
$350,000.
Sorry, $350,000. That is, has some rights to call some shots.
Yes.
So
but I do think the mom is still or was very friendly with him because of the money.
Oh, right.
Right? Like, oh, I got to keep getting my bread and butter here.
Exactly. That's who's taking care of business. That was the first question she said, the mom.
Yeah.
When she was getting a divorce. Like, who will take care of me? Not Sutton.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, Sutton, what's going on? No, who will take care of me. And my house.
Yeah.
And my cars. And my life.
Exactly.
So she invites Kyle, who's at home in bed. Sutton gave her a call, and she was eating popcorn. I was like, I thought that was cute.
It was.
But I was like, I wonder if she's depressed. Like, is it the middle of the day? Like, she's home eating popcorn.
I know she's home in the dark in her room eating popcorn. Or maybe it was the day. Yeah, they called her the daytime. So she was just having a moment.
Just hanging out.
Hanging out.
Sutton says that Kyle and Dorit
Yeah.
are the perfect pairs to take along. Not Kyle and Dorit. No. Kyle and Garcelle.
Yeah. So
Not
I
Dorit,
think,
right?
yeah, Kyle and Garcelle. So
Dorit would never
FaceTime.
go. Yeah, that's a mistake
Kyle.
on my part.
No, I think that Sutton chose these two because she's the closest with them, and she feels the most comfortable.
Garcelle and her.
They're besties, and then one next in line is definitely Kyle. I mean, she would never ask Erica. She would never ask Dorit. Who am I leaving out? She wouldn't ask Bose because Bose and her aren't like this yet.
Yeah,
not yet. Anyway,
this was great though. Now we cut to Bose shows up to Dorit.
Oh,
and she looks like the fruit lady. Remember that, like that Tropicana?
She does.
Was it the Tropicana lady with the
who
on
the
her
banana,
head?
the Chiquita banana lady?
Oh my god, right. That's exactly who she looked like, the Chiquita banana costume.
Oh, but I wrote this down.
But I thought it looked great too though.
She always looks good, and I think that Bose is gifted with having such a good aura. You know how someone has that. We always say she's a breath of fresh air, but she's just got an aura about her that people feel better when she's around.
Exactly.
So I think it's just so good for Dorit to have that.
She's got a little touch of magic. There's a little sparkle.
There's a sparkle,
a little
there.
magical sparkle about her for sure.
Totally. And it's just what Dorit needs. And Bose is just the perfect friend for her to have through all of this.
So then she starts talking about how she sent PK a text. Like, let's get together, check in, talk about the kids. And he didn't answer her until the next day. Mm-hmm. And then he writes, I'm at a friend's wedding. Have a nice day.
That is so cold.
What a jackal.
What a jackass.
Oh. Why? But it seems like PK
just
runs
so cold.
Very hot and cold.
Very.
Doesn't it seem like 1 minute he's like, let's be friends or let's, do this right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, fuck you. I'm at a wedding.
Yeah.
And where?
Go away. Yeah. Where was he? In London? Is he here?
Like,
I mean, what the hell? And what about his kids, which we're going to get to?
Who are bubbas? I mean, they are little kids.
Goodness, they're little kids. So, I mean, he's punishing her, but he's really punishing the kids too by being an absentee father.
But I honestly, right. But he's never been around anyway.
She's always been the dominating. She's been the heavy in the parenting
like
side.
Every mom,
yeah, I know.
But he's really been away.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
But now we cut to our girl Bose and Keely at the restaurant.
Yes.
And they toast and he kisses her hand and they are in their love bubble.
Right. They're in their love bubble, which you can see. And I think they have a very nice thing, the two of them.
They do. And then she brings up fertility.
Yeah.
And then there's a timeline for babies. They don't grow on trees. She wants marriage first. And I feel like
biological clock.
Well, I feel like all he ever says, I feel like all Keely ever says is like, it's all good, baby. It's all good, baby. It's all good. Is he just telling her what she wants to hear?
Yeah.
Like he's just like, it's all good.
I don't know. I think he gets the Bose magic, though. So,
yes.
I think he knows he's got a good thing here.
Yeah. I mean,
I like him.
Out.
I don't know.
I like him, too, but the jury's out. I just don't. We haven't seen enough of him to know if he's sincere or not.
Right.
But it seems so. And if I'm going to trust Bose's, what am I going to do? I'm going to trust Bose what she thinks.
She's got good instincts.
Exactly.
So if she has good instincts with this man, then I think it's a good thing. And for her to go so far as to consider having another baby at 47 years old, and her daughter's like in her late teens, right? That's a lot.
Wait, would that be her egg?
Yeah. Did she freeze her eggs? I don't remember what she said about
discussion, because generally back when we were much younger, like when we were younger at that age, it wasn't so common. It was not common at all. It was really just starting.
Yeah.
And they basically said like after 37,
your fertility really goes downhill.
Well, that's when I was thinking about doing it at like 37, but they were like, you really shouldn't at that point, because it's not gonna freeze well, or it's not gonna, so I don't know. I don't know if that's her situation, but
I think she's
iffy.
worried about.
And of course, there has to be a timeline. You're 47 years old.
Yeah,
the likelihood is not great.
No, it's not, unless there's what do you call it?
IVF.
I guess in vitro.
Of course, but that's also not
a guarantee.
No, and IVF at that age is still very difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I don't know how long have they been together?
I don't know.
This lovely couple.
But either way,
she is heavily contemplating it. So
God bless.
Bose knows what she's doing.
Exactly. Whatever happens,
we trust you, Bose.
Yeah, we trust you, Bose. We are just such Bose fanatics.
Loving on her, fanning on her.
We will fangirl anything about Bose.
Anything.
She's the best. She is literally the best hire, the best addition to any cast by far.
Agreed. 100%. Yes.
So now we cut to, which I thought was so strange. Why are Kyle and Maurice buying guns? I don't understand this.
So they were explaining in 2018 she got robbed.
Oh, right. They took her. Right.
They cleared out her house.
They didn't even have an alarm system. Let me tell you something. The last thing Kyle needs is a gun.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a gun. None of that. It's like Sutton.
Well,
getting
Kyle
a gun.
is afraid of her own shadow.
Could
you see her like defending herself? And she's tiny.
Listen,
right.
I'm not. Listen. Right next door, the town next door to me. They had a break in. They're coming in for the key fobs here. This happened just 2 nights ago.
Okay.
So I took my big Ralph Lauren leather chair and shoved it right in front of the double doors. Like, I'm afraid somebody's busted in here. So I get it. And Kyle's got maybe, it's millions worth of Birkins in her house.
Yeah, she's got a lot. Well, she's got security gates now and everything, but she probably didn't have that before, right?
But then she says, after the robbery, she wants to know how to defend herself and she wants to be a badass. I get that.
Okay.
But at the same time, I've heard a lot of things from my uncle, who is a detective, and he always says, listen, if you're going to have a gun in the house, you better be prepared to shoot it, because that person, whoever the bad guy is, will take it from you, and they end up
turning it on you.
90% of the time, the person like you or I who's getting broken into is afraid to shoot it, and if they do, and then they get it wrestled away from them, and then it's used on them.
Yeah, exactly.
So you better be ready to use it. But,
and that is what I'm thinking about with Kyle. I'm like, can you see
to
poor little Kyle in the house by herself, maybe with Teddy Mellencamp there? Like,
oh my God, like, hey. And Portia like, what's
happening?
Mommy, help me. Portia, run.
Because her and Teddy are roommates now, right?
Are they? Oh, God. Heaven,
Teddy
please.
is living in
Kyle's
one of her
house.
rooms half the time.
In the glam room.
In the glam room, right.
So anyway, there's, of course, Maurizio, who's now, after they're done shooting, she's like, how's the condo coming together? And he's like, oh, it's really good. I'm eating canned soups.
You do him so good.
What the fuck?
With his stuffy nose.
He's eating canned soups. Like, what are you eating? She's like, really? You're eating canned soups?
Oh,
like,
goodness.
Maurizio, you could hire yourself anything. You could
have a personal
meal
chef
service,
if he wants.
Get a chef. Like, what are you eating? Campbell's? I just pictured like a rotten can of like Campbell's tomato soup, like,
yuck.
Or white mushroom soup, like, oh,
that's kind of gross.
I said to him, I wrote, "What a bachelor paradise."
Oh wow,
you and your canned soup.
I remember over the years, like he didn't even know how to boil water. Like Kyle would do all the cooking and everything. He doesn't know anything about that. But hire somebody. You got
PK.
the money.
I'm sure PK needs the money, and I bet you PK knows how to cook.
I bet he does.
Have PK in and let him make some. That could be PK's side hustle. So anyway, he asks her how she is, and she gets upset and cries, and that was sad. And
the
they
home is
each
quiet.
other.
I was almost getting a little teary for her.
Well, the fact that she was just like engulfed in him, you know what I mean, and he cares about her still, and he's, oh honey, honey. And, she hides her struggle each day. It's a huge life adjustment, and she's grieving the loss of someone that's still here.
And it's very strange for her.
I get that, so
it's hitting her now. Last season,
I just wish we knew
she was like disgusted with him.
I just wish we knew why, though.
Thank you, because you know
why?
I was thinking
another weirdo thing. Like, why are you so mad at him? If you guys are this like buddy, why can't you work it out? We don't even know what the problem was.
You saw all these seasons, right? Did they ever fight? Did they ever have tension? I never saw anything with them.
Maybe it's because, Maurizio wasn't around. And when he was doing gummies. And then maybe he was out dipping his wick into something else.
Well, I guess, but they never fought about that. I mean, at least on camera, they never did. Thing that would
make any sense, because
he had to have cheated on her.
They're busting up this beautiful family.
Beautiful family, beautiful life, nice friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, the basis of
Even
a good marriage
now.
is friendship, isn't it?
Of course.
So it has to be that he cheated on her and she knew about it and she bottled it up all this time.
Exactly.
Something bad happened. And I said it before, she's protecting her daughters.
You said it last week too.
She just can't let her daughters know that happened, because she cares too much about her daughters' relationship with their father.
Don't you think
I
her
don't
daughters
know.
know? They know who their father is.
I think they know.
They know.
But she just can't say it herself.
Maurizio. Who knows? But I just feels like it's another thing. Like, where's all? Give us something of why this is happening.
Last season when they were separating, it was like, where is this coming from?
So now we cut to the LAX VIP terminal. It's so nice.
That was very nice, wasn't
like
it?
A house. It's fabulous.
It was gorgeous. But then they were happy that they weren't getting a private jet.
I know they weren't.
I'd be happy with that.
Sutton, where's the PJ? As Lala Kemp would say, where's the PJ? If you have boobs, you too can fly on a PJ.
Maybe I think to Augusta they don't have a private jet. I don't know.
Sure they do. Sutton was just being cheap. You and your $350,000. That's just not
they
enough
had to do
money
commercial
for a PJ.
Yeah.
It's just not enough for $350,000. Please, she could have.
She could have easily done it.
That's
How
my point.
far of a flight is it from LA to Augusta? Would you say like 4 hours?
Maybe something like that.
3 hours. All right.
Touchdown in Augusta, and poor Avi is there.
Already there with Junebug,
right? Poor Avi.
How come he didn't go with them? That didn't make sense. Like, he was there already. He had to be getting the house ready. That must have been it.
Yeah, I'm sure he was getting things. But wait, why do I have written here? I don't know why. Alligator Kyle says Sutton, fuck off. What is that? I don't even know.
No, they were talking about the alligators in Augusta, and maybe that's when Kyle said "fuck off" or whatever. Like, it frightened her.
I didn't even understand my own notes. I'm like, I thought they were talking maybe about like an alligator purse.
No, I think there are actual alligators.
Yes, there are
down
like in
Florida, like in Florida and the Carolinas.
Terrifying. They're just crossing the road. They're showing up in people's garbage cans.
Yeah, no thanks.
Sutton's nervous for them to meet her mother Reba again. Why do I have to meet Sutton's mother Reba? Like, I don't want to.
Reba.
I don't care.
She's not kind, this woman.
And Sutton's childhood home is opulent and beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought she brought her child.
Yep. Beautiful home. Yeah.
Yeah, she bought her childhood home, right? Because they're staying there. Doesn't Sutton own it?
Yeah, Sutton owns it, and she said her and Christian purchased it. But is that the house she grew up with as a child? I guess it is.
Yeah, she said that's her childhood.
It is her childhood home. Okay,
it was very pretty,
beautiful. It looked like a plantation.
It did.
It did, and then the mom lives on the property. Reba lives on behind the house.
Right. So, right, which was a cute little home back there. But why doesn't she live in the main house?
Yeah,
it says a little about
I'm sure she would like to.
It says a little bit about Sutton and a mother's relationship, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mama, you're not good enough to stay in the main house.
Yeah.
You got to stay in the back house. And here comes Reba and somebody named Jim. Is that her boyfriend?
Oh, who is Jim?
I
know. He looked like her man.
And I thought it was so lovely. Here's our girl Garcelle that brings Reba a present. And a scarf, and she's so unimpressed.
Unimpressed? Really? Did she say thank you? I don't think she said anything. She was kind of like, oh.
Garcelle's like, oh, you can use it as a sarong. And I was just like,
Saks and got it.
Like, not nice.
She didn't like Garcelle as much as she liked Kyle. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I mean,
I was like,
I don't know. She said her mother's difficult, so I was waiting for something.
but
But then she calls Sutton's kid, which is her grandson,
weird.
James, a weirdo. Like, oh, he's weird. Like the other one. What? I would be so pissed if my grandmother was on like TV. Like she gets her big moment and then she calls me weird. I'd be like, if I was James, I'd be like, fuck you, grandma. fuck you, Reba.
But then Garcelle was trying to chime in with her, probably to break the ice and go, oh, I have a weird one too, which was Jack's.
Which was nice of her to say.
I mean, I guess it was just to break the ice, you know.
I don't
Make
know.
a joke of it. I don't know.
I don't know. But then they cut back to
Kathy's house.
Our good old friend Kathy Hilton.
It is always nice to see Kathy.
Makes me pee my pants.
Yeah.
She's got the Capri dinner.
Yeah.
She's wearing lemon.
Oh, I love the lemon dress.
Reminiscent of, if you remember, the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I
and
do, the lemon party.
The Gorgas limoncello.
Limoncello party. That was it. They were all wearing lemon dresses, weren't they?
My God. Dorit, Boz, and Erica show up.
Okay. Now, this foursome is very nice.
Yes.
Don't you think?
It's
nice. Pleasant and it's drama free.
And there's no
drama
in it at Kathy's to get in any sister drama.
There's no Sutton drama.
There's no Sutton. It was just like
there's no Garcelle remarks. I love Garcelle, but she'd be making her remarks.
Exactly.
So,
and Bose was so damn funny at this. First of all, she was
great.
Stunning in orange.
Every time I see her, I'm like,
I know, we're like totally in love.
I'm in love.
Erica looked very pretty, I thought.
Oh, she did.
And
she had her black outfit on. It was very nice.
And
this is where I noticed how thin Dorit looked.
This is what I said. Dorit looks thin. That's exactly what I wrote.
Like her arms looked so thin.
Oh, I wish my arms could look that
worried
thin.
for her.
Erica
but she was worrisome thin, you know?
Erica and Kathy don't understand why they weren't invited on Sutton's Augusta trip.
I think I know. Well, Kathy, I could have seen her invite, but Erica and her run hot and cold, and she probably was stressed up enough as it is seeing her mom, so she didn't need Erica there. Maybe I don't know.
So then they're doing like the cut back because they went to this place, Luigi's. It didn't even look like an Italian restaurant.
It didn't.
And then she ordered spanakopita. What is that? I was called spanakopita.
Is that what she ordered? What is that?
That's Greek. So I'm like, what are we in a Greek restaurant? But that's not generally what you order in an Italian restaurant.
That's
I was
strange.
like, that's odd. She and I call it spanakopita. It's not. It's called spanakopita, I think.
Spanakopita, and it's a Greek dish.
Spanakopita. I was just, I'm being
maybe
like,
it was
facetious.
More of a Mediterranean type restaurant.
Perhaps.
No.
Sutton says very emotional for her.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't want everybody there.
Yeah, exactly.
Screw you, Sutton. I don't know. Now we
I think, again, Sutton had to have the two real allies she feels are in that sisterhood group, which I guess will definitely be Garcelle, but Kyle too, to a certain degree.
I mean, I think she was, again, inviting Kyle because, Kyle is a producer.
Yes.
And, it's just good to stay on Kyle's good side.
Yes.
Right. And now we cut back to Bel Air. We're back to Bel Air. We're back at Kathy's house.
So Kathy's Italian.
Wait a minute, but this is classic.
That's interesting.
Kathy says she's part Chinese, 3000 BC.
So what is she, like 0.0001% Chinese?
And she's like, I'm sorry. Bose is like, I'm sorry, but no, you're not.
No,
you're not. You didn't go back 3000 BC to China. Sorry.
She did some weird DNA test. I don't know.
Oh my God.
It's so strange, but she's so quirky.
23andMe, I think.
Is that what she did?
Well, one of them. I think she said whichever one she did, or the other, what was the other one? But then Kyle says, well, my DNA didn't say that. But they do have different.
They have different fathers.
Dads.
Yeah. So I think actually Kathy's father's last name, or Kathy's maiden name, is an Italian last name. So she is half Italian.
She's that northern Italian.
Yeah.
Because
Northern. Yes. Very fair. Yes.
Bose toasts Kathy. It's better than Augusta. I agree. I would be pissed if I missed the Capri party.
I would much
Kathy's
rather
house.
be there than at Augusta at Luigi's.
Absolutely. Now we cut to Augusta, and Sutton says she doesn't know if somebody has feelings. Her mother has feelings.
I don't think her mother has feelings.
People say they're alike, but Sutton doesn't see it. And I'm sure Sutton is a superstar compared to Reba.
Oh, yeah.
Which is because already Sutton would have taken a scarf and been like, "That's just the sweetest thing,"
Yeah.
or something. You know what I mean? Like she would
Yeah.
have acknowledged it, not like
How
that was probably an
cold.
expensive scarf. Garcelle
Yes.
probably spent a good $200 on that.
Oh, easily. And she even said, she goes, I should have done what Kyle did and not give a gift.
Right, exactly. Just show
she
up
went
with
out of her.
nothing.
She just showed up. So,
and then Garcelle said she thinks that there's similarities between Sutton and her mother, but
Yes.
trying to put a positive spin on it, meaning they're both tough.
Yeah, they're
Like,
tough.
They're both toughies.
Yeah. But see, this is why I think it was good that we saw a little more of Sutton's life.
Yeah, or
other than being the pot stirring maniac that she is on the
Right.
show. We're getting a little glimpse into maybe this is why Sutton acts the way she acts.
Right, and a little bit of like, who are you, Sutton? Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
And
this
then
is where you're coming from. Okay.
Right. And she said her mom really didn't support her, even when she had the store.
Right.
Like, she was still kind of bumbling over the husband. And
Yeah.
Sutton cries.
Yeah.
Sutton cries when she lies. No, I'm just joking. She's not lying. She's just crying. I was going way back to an old 80s movie.
I know the
Joe
movie.
lies when he cries.
Say anything.
Say anything.
Oh, the best
I couldn't help
80s
it.
movie.
Best ever. Sutton wants her mom to respect her. When she got divorced, all she wanted to know, which what we said is, who's going to pay for this? She wasn't worried about little old Sutton.
Yeah.
She was worried about Mama, which we already said. So
yeah.
She doesn't root for her. And if your mom's not going to root for you, well, who the hell is going to root for you then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That has to be a tough, just it's your mother.
Of course.
It's your mom.
Yeah.
So we all have different relationships with our mothers, whatever. But that's got to be hard, because if your mom is not your biggest fan, no one, there's a song, no one's gonna love you like your mom, mom. No one's gonna love you like your mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I think that Sutton has said this before. She was very close with her dad, like a daddy's girl, right?
Isn't the dad?
And the dad committed suicide.
He did.
Yes.
Didn't they just have wine last? Oh, is that Denise Richards? Who had? Oh no, that was Shannon Bedore. Now I'm getting it confused with the Real Housewives.
Oh,
of
that's
OC,
Shannon. Yeah,
whose father was so adorable. For a minute, I thought it was Sutton.
No, Sutton is open about the fact that her father committed suicide.
Right, I forgot about that. So, okay. Well,
this might be where there's some of this harbored.
Oh, absolutely.
Not to Sutton's fault, of course, but like
not.
If she was so close with her dad and she was daddy's little girl,
course.
and her father killed himself because of he had very bad depression and stuff.
And forget about all that, but what is the message does that send? I'm sure the father loved her. I'm sure he loved his whole family. But what does that send to? I don't know how old she was, but it sends to, I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
You could take it, Sutton could take it as, I'm leaving you because I don't love you. Because, I mean, all those things have to go through your head. I'm not saying that that's the reason. Of course not.
Right.
However, God only knows how you're going to interpret it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As the daughter.
Yes.
As the wife.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It could be a million different ways. So
there's a lot of, dark stuff in Sutton's past. So, that's real dark. And then now she's got this very dysfunctional relationship with her mother. She's got a horrible relationship with her ex. And she was saying she was raised by a narcissist and she married a narcissist.
Yikes.
So
Maybe
this
that's
is
why
stuff,
they like
again,
each
it was
other.
making me feel for her because thank you,
agreed.
Sutton. You're bringing us into your life a little more.
And we can get an idea of why you are the way you are.
Exactly.
And Garcelle says she's going to talk to Reba. And then she's going to run. And then she's
I
like,
would
and
too.
then I'm going to run. But if I was Garcelle,
I would never have a heart-to-heart with that woman.
I wouldn't touch that with a
Hell
10-foot pole.
No.
And she goes, Sutton says, will you let me know what she says before she takes that scarf and wrings your neck? She's going to wring your neck with that scarf. Just so you know.
Well, Garcelle is known for being very bold, and she cuts to the chase. So I think she feels I'm going to bring my boldness, and I'm going to talk to Reba.
Kyle said I would never get in the way of a mother-daughter relationship. Those relationships,
especially that kind of mother-daughter relationship,
one where it's contentious. Like
no.
And now we're back at Kathy's house, and I think this is the big headline of the whole thing. And And Boz asks
Definitely.
Kathy that she finds Kyle. Oh, that she finds Kyle to be cold, and that she thinks it's because she's friends with Dorit.
Yeah.
And she asked Kathy, like, what are your thoughts about it? And like, what's her mental state like? I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then Kathy, I thought she was cool the way she answered it. She said, look, I'm just not pushing her too much. She doesn't like that.
Yeah.
So she's treading lightly. So sometimes, just when I think Kathy is like this, has this double-sided, crazy personality, then she confuses me even more because she answers this like so perfectly and cool.
And sound. And yeah.
It sounds such a normal, like she's really a loving big sister all the time. I think she is a loving big sister.
No, she
just
is.
not all the time.
Yeah. And you're right, because I think that, Kathy seems so aloof, but she's really in tune.
No, she is. Kathy fucking makes me wet my pants.
I
just love watching
her. I love her. She's like,
and
yeah.
then Kathy also said, asked Dorit, like how she's doing. And Dorit's like, look, my life's pretty shitty right now.
Yeah.
And, Kathy looks her square in the eye. This was hilarious. And says, you just couldn't help but love PJ.
That's what she called him, PJ. You mean PK?
I mean, Kathy, so just couldn't help but love PJ.
There goes aloof Kathy again. Oh, PJ. Oh, PJ.
Hunky Dory. Where's Hunky? I mean, she's
Who's
classic.
Hunky Dory?
She's freaking classic. And Dory kept it all close to the vest, as we all know, and she didn't want anybody to speak poorly of him. Now that I get, because that is a reflection on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're starting to talk bad about, but I think the big headline,
it was keeping up the front, keeping up with the Joneses.
But
right?
I think the big headline here is that basically she said he's not a hands-on father.
Yeah.
He'd go away for weeks and not call.
Yeah.
And she would have to deal with the kids. And like she worked overtime to make them feel like, oh, daddy's trying to call. He's trying to be here. So basically I think the big headline is PK's not a great dad.
Yeah.
Which
I
is what
agree.
she basically was saying.
Yeah. She wasn't saying anything wrong. I am sure PK
he
saw this and he was probably
went-
livid.
Oh, he probably went insane.
Livid.
Like she's like, I'm not protecting him anymore now.
Yeah. Well, she just came off of, and she talks about it, getting a 7-page email from this guy.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't an email like they were saying, like, I'm separated email. This is, we're going to get a divorced email, and
my
here are
God.
the terms.
Right. Here are the she said mostly financials.
Yeah.
But wait, it
Which
was great.
should scare her.
It was
because-
great, though.
yeah.
Here comes another classic Kathy. So they're like, how old is PK now? And she's like, he's 56, Dorit says. And she's like, well, first, when I met PK, she goes, when I first met him, I thought he was 56.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was a bit of a day.
And Bose is like, that is the smoothest shade I have
Oof.
ever seen. Bose is like, she is smooth.
Mhm. But I kind of agree.
It is. He looked so
He
old.
looks old.
He looks younger now
looked
than he
old
lost
10
weight.
years ago when he was on the show.
The boozing.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm dissing on PK,
lost
but I'm
weight.
like not happy with him.
I mean, she said it was basically all like the house and the financials. There was talk of custody and lawyers.
But
like,
custody? Like he doesn't even see
Custody,
his
he's
kids.
not
Are
even
you crazy?
there.
What kind of custody does he
Oh,
want?
my God.
Are you
And,
nuts?
and then Erica says, listen, look. This is what happens when people get divorced. And she said the only time she's ever seen a peaceful divorce is when the guy dies. And, she's
She's
right.
absolutely right. And she
Erica
herself is going through
knows
she knows
more
legal
than
stuff.
anybody.
She knows legal stuff more than anybody.
And Erica's like, listen, the price of poker has changed. What are you waiting for? Get a lawyer
Yeah.
right now. And she's like, and then now we know why the house is going into foreclosure because Dorit had to start paying for it.
Yeah, poor Dorit. No wonder. Right. So that had to be why. Because
Right.
he just stopped making payments.
Well, he said, you're going to take it over.
You're
in a
taking
couple
it
of
all
months.
over.
And
So
she's
how
like-
much can she get on her little Beverly Housewives salary?
Well,
I mean,
I'm sure that house,
it can't carry that house and her
No way.
lifestyle and
I'm
her
sure they didn't
children.
put down, if that's a $4 million house, I'm sure they didn't put down a lot of money on it. Like,
Yeah.
who knows what kind of thing they got or what kind of crazy interest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure he did whatever he could just to wrangle that house.
Yeah.
Somehow,
Yes.
And then she's like, I'm the token idiot wife. And Bo said, you're finally taking off the rose-colored glasses and the contacts.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. Dorit says they've been married for 9.5 years, and this is where the whole thing comes in, that he's trying to divorce her before the 10 years because then it's community property. And
So if it's
She
how does
gets
that
half.
work? Do you know how that works? Like you're under 10 years, you are not entitled to half.
she wouldn't be entitled to half of everything, no.
No, but there is something that you have to be entitled to, right? You're just fighting it out in court like
yeah.
any
Well,
marriage.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
But it doesn't give you that automatic,
And then you get support, it says, for the rest of your life.
Right. 10 years. And she said, right, right. She said 10 years and 6 months, and spousal support is forever after 10 years. Erica knows everything.
Yeah. Oh, she knows. Being married to the powerful lawyer she was married to.
Right. She
and
said
Erica's a smart cookie.
Yep. She said you got to be proactive.
Yeah.
She waited too long, and she doesn't want Dorit to do the same.
Yes.
And she said, I want to be sure. I don't want to go back. And Erica said, he doesn't want you back.
Yeah.
That was really she was just giving it to her straight.
She's had to.
He doesn't want you back after everything.
I'm not giving you any hope here, honey.
Tonight indicates he don't want you back.
No.
Eris says you got to get out.
And if she doesn't make a decision, he'll make it for her.
Yeah.
So, no.
I felt bad for Dorit. I really did.
But she said, again, if I have to go to war, I'll go to war. I think that Dorit is very strong.
She's already at war.
She's at war. She's strong, though. I think she can handle this, but it's going to be a big one with this guy.
But I don't think PK has much, honestly.
That's another thing.
I think he's all full of it, and whatever he's gotten is just I think he just scrapes and straggles by.
Okay.
That's what I think.
She just has to worry about what he's
got to have something. I mean, he does work with Boy George, and he does, manage it.
How much could he possibly be making with that?
Not enough to support their lifestyle.
Right.
It was all smoke and mirrors, I'm sure. So
I think
that's why it's even more. Yeah. Together they were more powerful. Separate, they're a disaster. Mm-hmm. And poor Dorit's getting kicked to the curb.
Yeah, she really is. And now, wait, when this was filmed versus where we are right now, is it 10 years right now? Because they are not divorced
it
yet.
9.5.
All right, so she'll be entitled to, because it's past 10 years.
Oh, good. But, who knows when they filed? I'm sure there's a lot of legalities in there. She'd better keep Erica close.
Okay, yeah.
So that's it on Beverly Hills. But do we want to just talk about New York for a few minutes?
Yes, the final reunion.
Tuesday nights, the final reunion. I mean, Rebecca Minkoff showed up. That was just they were.
That was like a want. I actually felt bad for
her. They were kind, but she deserved it. I think
She didn't bring much to this entire season. They were giving her a hard time about the Scientology stuff, which we really didn't hear anything about.
Right. And that was
right.
Great,
and she was
actually.
trying to explain why she was not privy to talking about it. And she and Aaron are not friends because she seemed to show no empathy for Aaron when Aaron's father was sick, right? And then passed away.
Right.
And she was more concerned about Aaron's tone. Right. Aaron took a different tone when she was questioning her Scientology/Jewish religion.
That's right.
So yeah, I just, she just didn't bring much. I know she was just a friend of, but she made no splash.
Oh, she was horrible. She was there literally for her brand because they said it went down 70% during COVID. She was trying to get some brand awareness.
That's it. That's why she joined the show.
The Nordstrom rack shade comment was such great shade.
It was.
And it was very clear she was there to do that. And Brid said she was wasting everyone's time,
Well, in that sense, I think Brynn is right. She was wasting people's time. So I think Brynn was on her because she was trying to get stuff out of her.
Right.
And she wasn't given anything.
Aaron says, you're not nice and you're the most self-involved human I think I've ever met. That's exactly what she said to her.
Well, their friendship is done.
Yeah, and then she said something about her being mad, like you just said about the Jewish comment and how are you a Jewish person? How are you a Jewish religion? And you're a Scientologist.
Yeah.
And she didn't like the tone, just like what you said. And she was mad about the prank. And who knows? It was she was completely, she said the way the show handled the Scientology a comment and the Jewish comment, she said she was completely disrespected.
Yeah.
Now, she was really talking to Andy there.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, and she called it hate speech. She said it's hate speech calling Scientology a cult.
Yeah.
So she really handed it to little Andy too.
She did. I mean, okay, maybe the show didn't give her the grace that maybe they should have a little bit about, or the respect, I should say.
But she didn't give it any
But
respect.
she didn't either.
She didn't give it any respect from the moment she sat down. She was very clearly there for she was just showing up. She wasn't giving anything.
Nothing.
And I was like, and Rebecca, you're fired. She's going to be fired.
She's gone. gone.
And she stood up and I don't know if she is.
Oh
yet,
no, they made an announcement.
Oh right, yeah, she's gone. And
She's
like,
definitely not asked back.
And she came to the reunion because they have to contractually show up. And she was like, well, that was quick and dirty. She's like, peace out. And I'm like, no one cares. No one said hi. No one said bye. They were just like, bye-bye.
Okay, see you never.
And then I guess the big, elephant in the room was that, Uba was very gracious to Brynn.
More gracious than I mean, she got hot, but she was more gracious and forgiving than I thought she was going to be. And I give Uba a lot of credit for that.
Well, because I do not think on any level they are going to get rid of Brynn. I do not think
really.
Nope. I think she's way too good at TV for them.
She's a loose cannon.
I don't know. But they really tied it up, and I think you see again a lot of back and forth with Brynn, and I think you see that she is like again hurt people. I said that on many podcasts.
You have, yeah.
And then somebody said it also there that night. And I think they all really genuinely like her and love her, and they were really worried about her. And I think they all kind of said that. And you kind of saw them all kind of have a little bit of resolution there. Jenna, too. I think they're going to be wary of her from now on, but I think I think they'd give her the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I don't know about Sai, but
no, definitely not Sai. I don't think. And she was okay. So, but here, what do you think about this? Brynn was showing a lot of remorse at the reunion, but then she doubled down and did that Rolling Stone interview.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like she's this way, and then all of a sudden she takes a turn left.
She did that. Yeah, she did that. I'm sure she had to do it prior because it did come out like when the first.
Okay. So she did the Rolling Stone before the reunion.
Before. Because it came out when the first one came out. So it had to be done before, and it had to be already in print, and it had to be. So it was. She planned it. So
I just say be careful of a narcissist, and I do think Brynn is one. Now that's my conclusion with her after this season.
Brynn needs a lot of therapy.
But
they are casting for New York.
They're casting,
and God bless it. Like I don't know if I can do another season with these women.
I don't know.
I'm so happy.
I think
that was the worst season ever.
It was the worst season of New York ever.
Terrible.
And I think they are casting. We posted that on Instagram, right? They're casting right now. I think they want to find some good ones. And when they find the good ones, then they're going to decide who they're going to remove. And you're thinking they're going to keep her. And I'm saying no, but we'll see.
I think they're going to keep her. I do not think there's on any planet they're going to get rid of her.
Okay.
She's too controversial. She gets you talking. She's just what they want for the show. They didn't want what happened in Puerto Rico. However, she's what they want. I don't think they're going to get rid of her.
Okay.
I'll be shocked.
So my guess, I'll say one more thing.
Sure.
They keep Brynn. Uba's going to say, I'm out.
Well,
I think even though Uba apparently made amends with her, but I still don't think she's going to trust filming with her. And yes, like we said, Uba lives in Greenwich now.
Yeah, and
so
she's going to have a baby and be with Oliver.
She's going to have a baby,
Going, like, what do I need this for?
It's either going to be one or the other. It's either going to be Uba stays or Brynn. If Brynn stays, I think Uba's gone. Of Uba's own doing. I don't think she would be asked to leave. I think she would say, I'm out.
I don't think Uba's going either, though. Yeah, I could see if she did, but I don't think she's going either. I think Rebecca's really the only one who's going to go.
You really?
Yeah, I really think so.
Oh, man.
Honestly. Maybe
these
Raquel.
same ladies again.
Maybe Raquel. But
I think Jenna's staying. I wasn't sure about Jenna for a while.
Either, but I like Jenna.
I think if Jenna wants to stay, Jenna's got control there.
Yeah, so.
She's Jenna Lyons.
She's Jenna fucking Lyons.
Jenna fucking Lyons.
Jenna fucking Lyons. All right, that's all
guys.
we got for New York. There's
sayonara
just not
for
more
now
to talk about. Listen to us from last week. We kind of covered it, and it was just kind of more of same, other than that.
There was much bells. Yeah.
So we are out, and we will see you
more
next
Beverly Hills
week
next week.
For more Beverly Hills and Southern Charm starting up very soon. Not Southern Charm, Summer House, but I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know if I can see Lindsay pregnant in the Summer House. It's like, go away. You graduated like 5 years ago. Why are you still there?
I know.
Like,
I think this is her last Summer House.
It has to be.
She's a baby now. Was she going to bring the baby to the Summer House?
I mean, she's getting old.
Yeah.
She's almost 40.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
Kyle's
and
40.
The big news, but the big news is that she that would be so sad that she's broken up with her baby daddy.
Yeah. Now is this confirmed?
Turner Cuff. I don't know if it's confirmed, but it's everywhere.
I'm not surprised.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and Lindsay is difficult. We know that.
She's a strong woman, strong personality.
I really hate to see her have to have the baby and then be by and deal with a breakup at the same time. But it was all very quick, and who knows? We'll keep covering it. We'll see where it leads.
Okay.
All right, everybody, we are done out from the living room. We're not done.
We're never really out. We're just signing off.
We're just signing off for today.
Yes.
All right. We will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening.